And according to the World Health Organization, around 800,000 people die by suicide annually worldwide. That's one person every 40 seconds. And Fox UP's Kelsey Nemisto has more on this story. Kelsey.
Ben, you know, the topic of suicide is often accompanied by a stigma in society. Death by suicide implies to some that the individual had a choice in the matter and that they were being selfish and cowardly. But that's far from the case. In fact, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention says 90% of all people who died by suicide were suffering from mental illness at the time, most often depression. In comes the fact that, yes, depression is defined as a mental illness by Mayo Clinic. And 1/3 of all depressed individuals attempt suicide. And suicide is the third leading cause of death among 10 to 24-year-olds. But that's enough figures. What's really important is recognizing the warning signs of suicide and getting yourself or that person the help they need. You would never guess, but this smiling boy was a victim of suicide. 17-year-old Trevor Tervo.
Trevor was really an extraordinary young man. He was very smart, very intelligent. He was a straight-A student, and he was a very gifted writer.
Now, in the effort to help others just like Trevor always wanted to do, the Tervos have devoted a part of their life to spreading the word about suicide prevention.
I think education in the schools is incredibly important because kids need to understand if they experience depression or a friend does, what it is and that they can get help.
In 2006, the state of Michigan passed the Chase Edwards Law, a section that could be added to a district's curriculum to promote suicide awareness and prevention in schools for students, parents, and educators. The Tervos believe this law should be adopted by all districts, so more awareness may be spread and more lives could potentially be saved.
I think that the most important thing for our parents to realize and our community realize is that it can happen to anyone and it can happen to their kid. Depression doesn't discriminate based on any factors, whether it's economic status or education or intelligence or religion.
Now, 2.5 years after Trevor's death, the Tervos are still healing. They regularly attend groups such as Survivors of Suicide and Compassionate Friends, both support groups for those who have suffered the death of a loved one.
One of the things that I think it's important for people to know is that we don't get over grief by forgetting, we get through grief by remembering. And that's very important to me.
When you lose a child, it's a long process. One thing I've learned is grief isn't something you get over. You have to go through it. It's something you'll never get over.
Now, Trevor's parents say the support groups have really helped them cope during their healing process. There's also the 24/7 suicide helpline anyone can call, whether you're thinking about suicide yourself or you're worried about a friend. The helpline can point you in the right direction to get help for you or someone else. There are other ways to prevent suicide just by knowing the warning signs. You can recognize them in someone and get them the help they need. There's much more information and a list of these warning signs available on our website, and that is just as important. But Ben, unfortunately, we don't have enough time to discuss everything. However, please, everyone, go to the website if you would like more information.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey.
Thanks.